Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about the second half of the second season of Lego Dreamzzz. This is going to be a sequel to the first Dreamzzz video I made back in May, talking about the first 10 episodes of the season, so I'd recommend watching that video first. But to summarize, I thought that those first 10 episodes were actually pretty good. Not great, but a big step up from season 1. I wasn't fully confident that the writers would be able to make the rest of the season as good, and you know what? They didn't. I don't know what happened, but these writers cooked. Episodes 13 through 20 are really good. It's miles away from perfect, and there are some writing choices that make no sense to me, but overall, this season was really good when compared to the rest of the show. It's definitely the worst season of Lego TV we've gotten this year, but then again, it was going up against Dragon's Rising Season 2 and Monkey Kids Season 5, which is like peak storytelling and entertainment. And I guess was also like a Friends, but I haven't seen that. Once again, compared to Season 1, Season 2 is really good, especially in one aspect. So, let's get started. I want to start with the characters. One thing that I never really mentioned in my previous two videos is that none of the main characters go through any development. I guess Mateo had some, but it didn't really stick. His whole thing in the first half of Season 2 was that he couldn't stop thinking about Z-Blob after he sacrificed himself in Season 1. But then he just gets him back and goes back to normal. Cooper forgets how to build stuff at the start of Season 2, but that plot point is barely relevant, and then in episode 11, Cooper realizes that he can be creative in other ways, which sounds interesting, but it's barely even touched on in the episode. It's like one scene near the beginning, and then a single line near the end, and then in the next episode he builds the C-Rex, which looks pretty tech-heavy to me. So what was even the point of him permanently losing his memory? Izzy has absolutely nothing going on. I'm pretty sure that Logan had some sort of arc in early Season 2, but I could not tell you what that was about, if he even had one. Then again, it might have been a good idea to rewatch the first 10 episodes of Season 2 before making this video, since I haven't seen them since they came out, actually exactly 4 months ago, as of writing the script. Zoe is the only main character who has some sort of arc, with her starting to open up to others, and everything to do with her and Bo, which has been the second best aspect of the show so far in my opinion. Unfortunately though, since Bo gets trapped by the Nevert in episode 10, he's barely in the rest of the season. But luckily, he and Zoe have a really nice scene together at the end of episode 20. I'm also going to talk about Nova, since she had a pretty major role in episode 11. Both her and Sneak feel left out and want to get in on the action, which is pretty much impossible for Nova since she's not an aware dreamer. Basically, the plot of the episode is them babysitting this robot, things get out of hand, and the episode ends with them learning that they aren't capable of being a part of the main missions, and neither of them are at all relevant for the next 9 episodes. Now, there is one other main character who has some development, and that's Astrid. I don't think I mentioned her at all in my last video, but Astrid is Roy's prize student, and she learns that she's allowed to stray away from the plan if needed, and that she doesn't have to follow the rules so strictly. I think that Astrid was really well done, but she just disappears after episode 15 and doesn't come back until episode 19 just to get captured by the Neverwitch. The last thing about the characters I want to talk about is their new designs. Mateo's design is really good, and I think it's better than his Season 1 design. Same with Logan's, but honestly anything is better than this. Cooper's new design is one that I'm pretty mixed on, but I think it would have grown on me if it was used more. For some reason, he only uses this design when he's using the C-Rex, which is a fine idea, but the C-Rex is used like 3, maybe 4 times. I don't dislike Izzy's new design, but it is a huge downgrade from her original. And then Zoe, honestly, I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. Don't get me wrong, it is a massive downgrade, but it kind of grew on me. Except for the face paint. Why does she have face paint? It almost ruins the design for me. I hate it. You know what I don't hate though? The cat motorcycle. We find out that Zoe's pet cat dreams about racing around as a motorcycle, which is the best thing in the show right after Z-Blob. But then it's implied that the cat is magical, which kind of ruins it, but it is only implied in one line, so it's not that bad. But come on, why couldn't you just leave it at cat dreams about being a motorcycle? I do really like the design of the bike as well. What I've noticed about the show is that it will introduce interesting character arcs, but then barely develop or even focus on them. I know that this show can pull off good character death because of both Zoe and another character I'll talk about later. So I don't know why they can't do it with most of their characters. Now to talk more about the episodes themselves. Episodes 11 and 12 are just meh. The main plot of episode 11 is boring and cliche, and the plot of episode 12 feels really forced. Episodes 13, 14, 15, 17, and 18 are really good, and then episodes 16, 19, and 20 are kind of amazing. Episodes 13 through 17 is just a basic fetch quest plot, but I still really enjoy those episodes. Now this is the section where I'm going to talk about the two writing choices in these episodes that make no sense. The first is that whenever someone is trapped by the Nevert Witch, they're not actually trapped. They're only trapped whenever they're in the dream realm, but when they're in the waking world, they're fine. Now, yes, they can't dream about different realms and are stuck in the same place with the same people every night, so they start to go crazy in the waking world, but that means that Mr. Oz is still able to help the kids. Heck, in episode 12, they find a walkie-talkie and are able to talk to them while being trapped in the dome. They're not completely on their own, at least for like the first two episodes. After episode 12, he's basically no help to anyone. I don't get it. Why not just have people who get trapped not be able to wake up until they're freed? It's not like this show is afraid to do that, since in season 1, when the Nightmare King captured someone, that person wouldn't wake up until they were freed. It kind of ruins a lot of stakes set up at the end of episode 10. Now, it is revealed in episode 19 that the Nevert Witch's plan involves destroying all of the domes, which consequentially will kill everyone trapped inside, which does raise the stakes. But at this point, there's like 30 minutes left of the season. I think it would have been cool to have everyone in town slowly disappear throughout the season until it's just the main characters. I can't think of one reason that they would do this though, which will lead me to the second writing decision that makes no sense. So I guess I'll go ahead and talk about this plot. In episode 14, the kids capture Dizzy, Izzy's doppelganger, and somehow take her to the waking world. What? How do they do that? How do they bring Dizzy to the waking world? It's never explained. I'll go ahead and get my thoughts on doppelgangers out of the way. They're fine. They're pretty much just the Nevert Witch's minions. I don't have anything against them. And then in episode 17, we meet this guy who accidentally went through a rift and got stuck in the dream realm. Now, ever since the end of season 1, the show has made it pretty clear that if you get stuck on the other side of a rift, then something bad will happen. I was really excited to find out what happens when someone does get stuck in the dream realm. You want to know what happens? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. For the past 17 episodes, the characters have always made a big deal about the fact that you can't get stuck on the other side of a rift. From the way they spoke, it sounded like you would die or something if you got stuck. But no, the only thing that happens is that now not only your mind, but your whole body is in the dream realm. You can stay there for as long as you want with no consequences. It's not even like you can never escape the dream realm either. In the same episode, the character scared Nova in her dreams so that she makes a rift so that they can get the guy back to the waking world. They could easily do the same thing for anyone else who gets trapped. Okay, back to the Izzy and Dizzy stuff. At the end of episode 17, Izzy gets stuck on the other side of a rift, and for some reason everyone is extremely worried about her, but no one gives a crap about the other guy. Also, Izzy can dreamcraft. What? Why? How? Why the heck is Izzy able to dreamcraft when she's physically in the dream realm? I know they did it in the season 1 finale as well, but there was some stupid power of friendship crap, and here it's just Izzy using her hourglass. How does she have her hourglass? Hold on. I know why Izzy is able to dreamcraft here. It's so she can advertise her new design. I'm not even joking either. This is literally the only reason she has her hourglass. She wastes all of her sand in like the first 2 minutes. So in episode 18, she has to figure out how to survive without it. Basically, the guy was really mean to all of the animals, and then Izzy helps the animals overthrow him, and then she's in charge, and then it seems like she's starting to be mean to the animals without realizing it. But it turns out that she was having the animals build themselves a nest or something so that they'd feel more safe from the Nevert Witch. It's a nice subversion, but at the same time, I think it would have benefited the show to actually have Izzy's newfound power start to go to her head a little, and for her to start being a little mean and demanding to the animals, since Izzy hasn't had any sort of character arc or death so far. I think that this, while unoriginal, would have been the best choice for this show. But, whatever. It's fine, I guess. Lloyd over there is dealing with terrifying visions of the future and having panic attacks. And MK right around the corner is contemplating the fact that he just learned that his entire purpose in life is to sacrifice himself so the world doesn't rip itself apart. And Izzy is just over here chilling, having no issues to deal with whatsoever. Back to Dizzy. Since Izzy is trapped in the dream realm, Dizzy has to take the place of Izzy until they can rescue her. Okay, I gave Mateo a pass since you are able to change your appearance in the dream realm, but this? Seriously? They just say that Izzy's trying out a new edgy look and no one questions it. During their dad's birthday party, Dizzy goes through a little arc of learning that being good ain't that bad, which is honestly more than the main characters get. I think there's only one part of the season I haven't talked about yet, the Nevert Witch herself. Who did it? Who decided to make the Nevert Witch one of the greatest villains in recent times? So far, most of what I had to say has been negative, but this one aspect of the season outweighs all of the bad for me, and is why I think that this season is overall pretty dang good. The Nevert Witch is a genuinely great villain, from her design and color scheme, to her whole thing being centered around memories, to why she's doing what she's doing. She's a million times better than the Nightmare King in every way. Her plan is to imprison all the dream realms and use them to revert the dream realm to what it used to be before they were created, and to also get her sister back. Back when the realms were first created, her sister wanted to explore the new places, but the Nevert Witch just wanted to stay on the little island and not have anything change. Her argument is, if change is supposed to be good, then why does it hurt so much? In the end, Zoe helps her realize that she needs to move on and to stop holding on to the past. Also, the Nevert Witch isn't stupid. Like, in episode 18, she decides to wait to steal the Crown of Control and trap the realm because she wants to see if Izzy will survive. But then, at the end of the episode, as soon as Izzy frees the animals, the Nevert Witch comes down and steals the crown. They could have made the Nevert Witch want to imprison all of the realm so that she could have control of all of them. But no, they made her an interesting and sympathetic character with a great motive. And because of that, I'd say that she's up there with Jordana and 9. Still not quite the same level as Roz, though. The last thing I want to talk about is the animation. Dreamzz's animation is not the best. The weird thing is that Dreamzzz is actually animated by 2 different studios. Most episodes are animated by Pure Imagination, who I've never heard of, and a few of the episodes are animated by Wildbrain, who has animated shows like Sonic Prime, the newest seasons of Ninjago, and most recently the new season of Monkey Kid. And it's noticeable, like very noticeable. Watch this. That's really the only thing I want to say about the animation. Overall, Season 2 of Lego Dreamzzz is pretty dang good. It has its flaws, but it also has a really fun story with a really fantastic antagonist at the center. Season 1 was just meh, Season 2 is good, and let's hope that Season 3 will be even better. With that, if you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate it if you took 2 seconds to like and subscribe. Except for the face paint. Why does she have face paint? Is that whenever someone is trapped by the Nevert Witch, they're only trapped whenever they're in the dream realm.